Hello and welcome to our nightly news. These are the headlines. The President of the Republic, Abdelmajid Tebboune, chaired this Sunday a meeting of the Council of Ministers, during which he instructed the government to intensify efforts in the field to address citizens' concerns, emphasizing the need for practical actions. In a message commemorating the 69th anniversary of National Student Day, the President of the Republic praised the remarkable progress and innovation demonstrated by Algerian university students. In particular, in advanced technologies, the President also reiterated the state's commitment to aligning the university system with the evolving needs of the national economy. In Palestine, more than 100 have been killed in another brutal Zionist bombardment of the Gaza Strip. The assault, part of the war of extermination, has drawn widespread condemnation amid serious concerns over the systematic use of the siege and starvation policy. In another development, serious concerns over the freedom of expression have resurfaced in France. Indeed, in a disturbing incident, far-right police forces arrested the writer and the journalist Pierre Jovanovic and confiscated materials related to his forthcoming book on the global financial conspiracy. Welcome back, everyone, to tonight's news. The President of the Republic, Abdelmajid Tebboune, Supreme Commander of the Armed Forces and Minister of National Defense, chaired a cabinet meeting on Sunday in which he addressed draft laws, including those on civil status, animal health protection and other presentations. Rania Al-Bahri.
The President Abdelmajid Tebboune has directed the Algerian government to integrate young individuals engaged in small-scale importing into the formal economy. This initiative involves granting them official status as economic agents, providing legal protection and ensuring they benefit from existing laws for self-employed entrepreneurs. To facilitate this, a committee led by Prime Minister will be established to define permissible goods for import and develop legal framework for their activities, ensuring compliance with legal and tax regulations. President Abdelmajid Tebboune commended the Minister of Industry and Sector Workers for notable advancements in Algeria's local sugar production, particularly with the commissioning of new units and factories to further enhance the sector's efficiency and sustainability. He proposed the establishment of a national sugar office. This body would be responsible for regulating production volumes, aligning output with domestic demand, and overseeing export activities, all based on accurate statistical data. Such measures aim to stabilize the sugar market and positively influence the central bank's operations. Regarding the Algerian-Slovenian partnership, the President of the Republic ordered the preparation of a working meeting to follow up on the implementation of all agreements reached by the two countries' presidents in various sectors, particularly the pharmaceutical industry, scientific research and artificial intelligence. He ordered a study to prepare for the launch of a maritime line linking Algeria and Slovenia. The President ordered that full attention be given to investment projects with Oman and the implementation of the recommendations and decisions of the leaderships of the two countries in various sectors, particularly with regard to agriculture and the automotive industry, as well as the project to establish an Algerian-Omani maritime transport company, in addition to launching a maritime line linking Algiers to Muscat. The President has directed the Minister of Justice to refine the draft civil status law to ensure greater precision and responsiveness. This initiative aligns with Algeria's progress in digitizing the Interior Ministry, aiming to enhance the protection and management of civil status records. Emphasizing the importance of the upcoming tourist season, the President called for coordinated effort between the tourism and interior sectors. The goal is to ensure proper preparation and management of beach areas, promoting safety and organization for tourists and locals alike. The President of the Republic ordered the implementation of the recommendations in accordance with GAFE regulations, especially since Algeria has achieved positive steps in recent years, as reflected in various financial laws that reflect transparency and integrity, as attested by international financial institutions, particularly with regard to the consistency of the country's economic data and information. The cabinet meeting concluded by approving decrees appointing and dismissing senior government officials.
And on the eve of the 69th anniversary of Student Day, marking the historic date of the 19th of May 1956, when Algerian students laid down their pens and took up arms in the struggle for freedom and independence. This year's commemoration comes at a time when Algeria is witnessing a number of accomplishments for students, in particular in fostering scientific excellence, innovation and creativity. On this occasion, the President of the Republic, Abdelmajid Tebboune, addressed a message in which he extended his greetings to Algerian youth pursuing their studies in university lecture halls, driven by a strong ambition to succeed and contribute to building a strong and victorious Algeria. He noted that this drive is inspired by the path of their pioneering ancestors, in particular a generation deeply rooted in patriotism that on May 19, 1956, during the peak of the glorious liberation revolution, chose to leave their university benches to join the armed struggle. Through this historic action, they affirmed that the Algerian people are free and determined to remain so, and that nothing compares to the call for freedom as proclaimed in the Eternal Declaration of November 1st. Addressing students, the President emphasized that they are fully aware of the many challenges the country faced in the aftermath of independence, challenges compounded by the deep educational setbacks caused by the colonial regime's systematic policies of illiteracy and deprivation, as well as its attempts to raise national identity and character. He affirmed that thanks to the determination of patriots, Algeria overcame these difficult conditions and succeeded in establishing a respected national university system. This system, he stated, is supported by qualified teaching staff and infrastructure that spans all regions of the country, meeting the needs of university students while ensuring a favorable environment for learning and academic achievement, an environment worthy of a promising generation. This achievement, the President added, is reflected in the number of graduates from institutes and universities, the financial resources allocated, and the human capacities mobilized to make the university in the new Algeria a driven force capable of advancing the country towards development and economic diversification. On this occasion, the President reaffirmed the state's commitment to further enhancing the Algerian university system and vocational training across all levels and specialties, along with economic realities and ongoing transitions towards a knowledge-based economy. The President underlined the need to establish mechanisms that ensure the integration of university graduates and vocational institute alumni into this inevitable shift towards an open, diverse and competitive economy, in particular by supporting and facilitating the creation of small and medium-sized enterprises. In this context, the President expressed great pride in the achievements of outstanding and innovative students who continue to excel in the fields of creativity and innovation, mastering the world's most advanced technologies. He extended his congratulations to all students, builders of the Algeria of today, who carry the torch of their ancestors, following in the footsteps of martyrs such as Ammar al-Rashid, Talib Abdurrahman, and many others who engraved their names in golden letters in Algeria's glorious history. Long live Algeria, glory to our valiant martyrs, concluded the President his message on the occasion. And the May 19th marks a key moment in Algeria's history when students left their classrooms to join the revolution indeed, turning their struggle into powerful force for the independence. Najata reports on the occasion.
May 19th, 1956 stands as a landmark in Algeria's liberation history, a day when students made the bold decision to leave their academic path and join the armed struggle for independence. They chose to put the country's need before their own futures, believing that the fight for freedom was more urgent than earning degrees. This shift wasn't spontaneous, it was carefully organized by the General Union of the Algerian Muslim Students, a young yet influential organization that played a leading role in mobilizing students across the nation. Despite being less than a year old, the General Union had already made its voice heard internationally, especially during its second Congress in Paris, where it demanded unconditional independence for Algeria. Their call to action led to coordinated demonstrations throughout the country, making it clear that the student body was united in its rejection of the colonialism and fully aligned with the National Liberation Front. The impact of the student uprising was powerful. France's colonial narrative that the FLN was simply a gang of rebels collapsed as Algeria's most educated youth publicly joined the revolution. These students, though few, held immense intellectual weight. They were doctors, journalists, diplomats in training, minds that would soon play critical roles in supporting the revolution, not just on the battlefield, but also in hospitals, media networks, and international forums. The historians now view the student strike of May 19th as a defining moment of the independence struggle. The slogan "Diplomats won't make us better corpses" captured the deep awareness of the time. The students knew that without freedom, no qualification could truly matter. Many abandoned their studies just days away from graduation to join the Mujahideen in the mountains, armed not only with weapons but with conviction and sense of purpose. Year after year, May 19th is remembered as a symbol of sacrifice and patriotism. It reminds us that Algeria's freedom was shaped not only by guns, but also by voices, ideals, and brave choices made by the youth. Their contributions gave the November Revolution strength, clarity, and global legitimacy, proving to the world that Algeria's struggle was the will of an entire people.
Turning to the outcomes of the Council of Ministers meeting, the President of the Republic has approved measures to legalize the unorganized import carried out by young people, granting them official status as economic participants for better protection.
The President of the Republic ordered a full settlement for the youth engaged in informal trade through ports and airports, aiming to integrate them into a legal foreign trade and grant them self-employment benefits. I have bills that I barely can pay, so I import products to resell them here, so I prefer to pay the taxes and work comfortably. It's a good decision. We are 100% satisfied with this decision. It will enable the people to work easily. The unorganized import was tough for the sellers, being afraid of being caught in the port, but now the President of the Republic has made an amazing decision. And to end their previous informal status that risked their modest capital, these measures will grant young traders the status of economic participant, offering them legal protection and access to economic and social benefits. These sellers will be incorporated as self-employed, which gives them the social and legal coverage and directs them towards a legal path. They will pay taxes of no more than 0.5%, and in return there will be a national committee, and the Prime Minister will set the organization of this operation as a priority to determine the goods and quantities that can be imported. These young people now benefit from the social and economic protection through legal recognition thanks to the self-employed status granted to them by the President of the Republic.
International news. In France, there has been controversy surrounding the writer Pierre Jovanovic and his book titled 2008. This book discusses the financial crisis amid the year in France. Rania Al-Bahri.
In a dramatic and controversial event, French Special Forces GIPN reportedly conducted a nightmare raid on the residence of independent journalist and author Pierre Jovanovic, as well as the office of his Paris-based publishing house. This operation occurred shortly before the scheduled release of his book titled 2008, which critically examines the opaque mechanisms of global finance and political accountability for the economic collapse. Jovanovic, known for his outspoken critiques of financial institutions and warnings about systematic abuses, views this intervention as an act of intimidation. He has drawn parallels between this incident and France's criticism of other nations, such as Algeria, over issues of freedom of expression. The situation raises concerns about the state of press freedom in France, especially when authors face police actions for their investigative work. Jovanovic remains resolute in his commitment to publish his book as planned. The incident has sparked public debate about the balance between national security measures and the protection of journalistic freedoms in democratic societies.
To the occupied Palestinian territories, where at least 140 Palestinians killed in Gaza strikes since dawn, with 69 of them killed in Gaza City and the northern areas of the Strip. By evening, 11 more civilians were confirmed dead in fresh Zionist attacks on Gaza City and Jabalia, and these strikes come amid ongoing heavy bombardments across the Gaza Strip. That was it for today's news. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you tomorrow.